We're in New York City, Times Square, Caroline's. It's Ringside Fest. I'm Sam Roberts, the last professional broadcaster, and this is Matt Hardy, the Woken One. What's going on, man? What's the haps?
Yes. Just hanging here at Ringside Fest, having a great time. We interacted with a ton of WWE Universe fans, and myself and Kurt Angle, the Olympic gold medalist, had a great time interacting with everyone.
I love that you're one of the guests here because people kind of know that you have a pretty massive action figure collection, mainly of Matt Hardy and Hardy Boys figures, right?
Yeah, we really tried to make it. It was paramount. It was very important that we collected all of our figures, especially like when we started in the Attitude Era, when a ton of stuff was coming out. And we have the majority of ours. I probably have in my house about 250, 260 different figures of myself and my brother, or as the Hardy Boys. So we have a pretty big collection.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sure that you didn't realize when you decided that that was going to be your goal, that this was like in the Jakks era where they started making just tons and tons of figures, and you stuck to it.
We stuck to it, yeah. I actually had a good friend of mine who used to help us promote events, who actually was always on the lookout. So it was like his goal in life. He knew it made me happy. He would go out and get all the figures. So he procured most of the figures.
Do you have a favorite?
Man, it's really hard. You know, the new figure I saw where I'm wearing white, and it was my WrestleMania 34 outfit that I wore. I really like it. It actually might be my favorite. I love that one. The first figure that we had obviously was going to be a big deal just because it's your first action figure, and that's like a sign that you truly made it. So that was really cool. But I don't know. I love them all, man.
And that pack that they made of you and Jeff from WrestleMania where you guys came back with the ladders and everything, I would imagine that just because that moment was such a cool moment, that that's having
special.
That.
That's definitely special as well. And I know the wrestling buddies are coming out, and I'm pretty excited for those. Mainly, I think my boys are going to love to beat them up. And they always joke about playing Dada and Tio, you know, which would be myself and then Brother Nero, Jeff Hardy. So I'm excited to get those as well. They're very cool. They're also a little creepy, so I'm excited to have them.
Which is exactly how they should be, right?
Yes, exactly.
If you were to come back for one more match and it were to be at WrestleMania 35, is there an opponent that you have in mind for who that might be?
That's a tough question. I don't know. Maybe Shawn Michaels, now that he's back.
A lot of people are saying that now. They're like, wait, Shawn Michaels is back on the table?
Yeah, if you get Shawn Michaels back on the table, you have to like utilize him, right, and take advantage of him.
Do you have, and this may be too broad of a question to just bring up off the top of your head, but do you have the funniest moment or one of the funniest moments that would have occurred in the ring during your career?
Man, there's a lot of funny moments. One of the funniest moments, which people reference a lot, is when I was the NXT mentor to Justin Gabriel, and I would go up to do, and I would always go do my V1 entrance where I step like on the middle of the ropes. And on this particular occasion, we were overseas in the UK, and he decided to jump on the bottom rope right when my foot was there, and it actually sent me ass over tea kettle. And then I went down on the ground, but I landed on my feet, and I remember turning around like, what was that?
Thank you for explaining, because I've seen the clip, you know, thousands of times. Yeah. I didn't know that that's why you fell. Yeah, no, I do that. I step on the second rope. As soon as I'm off, and my balance is kind of like, you know, it's a very tricky balance situation. He put both feet on the bottom rope. My foot's whoop, and I spilled. Right, but you landed on your feet. I landed on my feet. And that's what the point that people should remember.
But sometimes people, they cut that out. It's actually, it actually is funnier if you do cut that out.
Right.
You know, but it's all good, man.
Right. I mean, you know, I would imagine that you consider yourself a future Hall of Famer. I definitely consider you a for sure future Hall of Famer. If they came to you and said, we're going to put you in, but we're going to put you in with your brother, which means your brother can't induct you, who is the person that you would want to be inducted by?
That's a very good question. I'll be honest. I would say the person I would want to induct myself and my brother would be the person who took us under his wing and taught us more about the wrestling business than anybody else, and that'd be Michael P.S. Hayes.
Yeah.
I'm sure his intro would be long, but it would be super. It would be super good because he's entertaining as hell.
Yeah, it really would be. I'm sure it would be a highlight for most people. Now, speaking of highlights, you have to be excited about the fact that even though you haven't been wrestling as of late, you're about to have a very prominent presence on the WWE Network with your very own special. Is that right?
Yes.
What can we expect from the House of Hardy Halloween special?
Yes, the House Hardy Halloween that debuts, I don't know when this is aired, but it's going to be tomorrow night. It's on Sunday after Evolution. It's going to be very honest and very true to how the original Broken Universe stuff was. There's going to be a lot of insanity. It's going to be fun. The first person you see is King Maxwell running through a corn maze when the series opens up. So my kids are in it. Queen Rebecca's on the 88 Keys of Ivory. we're going to see 2 changes in the Lake of Reincarnation. Wow. And I know people really love that. You're going to see a couple of old-timers that are very popular people, older performers that are very popular people show up. And there's going to be a couple other guest surprises. So I think this thing, my whole goal with doing this, and especially going forward with the network show, is to have like surprise appearances, surprise cameos from the WWE, and it's very cool because that's all accessible now. We can really get our hands on anyone, which is very cool. Whether they're older or modern guys, and then also to just do things that are fun and entertaining and unexpected, and build this broken universe where there are no parameters, where anything goes. And I think that's what's the most fun about it. Is like you can really tune in and never know what to expect because anything is possible and anything can happen.
Did you get to have Jeremy Borash's input at all in this? Now that Borash is there, I mean, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, we had Dan Pucciarelli from WWE Network was our main contact with the network, but the executive producers, creators of this episode was myself, JB, Great. Jeremy Borash, and James Long Jimmy. So, those were the guys who we were like the heart and soul, the nucleus of it when we did it before, and now we get to bring it over onto the huge platform as known as WWE Network. So that's super exciting, and just I can't say enough good things about the WWE Network people when they came out and shot it, and the couple of surprise guests that we have, they were amazing in it. Like, there's going to be so many memes and GIFs that come out of this. It's going to be unbelievable.
I just love that you think on that level, that you're like, we need to meme fill this thing.
No, of course. Right. I mean, there's in the preview, which is out, which was released yesterday, you see the Boogeyman in it for a second. There's going to be a scene with myself and Boogeyman and green beans and worms that people are going to talk about forever. It's going to be the most amazing thing ever. And it's going to be a gift that's going to be everywhere.
I love this. Speaking of gifts, we got some products that I want to talk to you about a little. Of course, the Ringside Collectibles exclusive. This commemorates when you were the WWE ECW Champion of the World. And it's the first time that championship title is available in the Mattel line at all. Of course, you got your removable tank top. You have the removable hands where you're making the V1 symbol, the ECW microphone. What do you think?
This is very cool. I like this figure. I like the packaging. And it's a very friendly reminder of this title was the hardest title I've ever had to travel with. I mean, it's funny, after you've been a wrestler for a while, it's like so cool to win titles and championships, but like when it's also your responsibility to drag it around everywhere, especially when you're on an insane schedule like we are, sometimes like, oh my God.
Because it's just the front plate is so big, right?
This one was. Yeah. It would hardly fit into like an overhead bag, and you always have to keep it with you. But this one was so big, it was like the front of a car is like the main plate of it. So, but this was cool. I had fun being the ECW champion, and I feel like because the brand was kind of like not highlighted like a Raw or SmackDown, I almost feel like it was kind of underrated, this run that I had as ECW champion, but I really did enjoy it.
Well, I like that Mattel, after all the work that you put into carrying that title around, has finally commemorated that work by putting it into figure form. We got a couple other, this we talked about a moment ago, but this is also a Ringside exclusive and super like fun for me. I mean, for years.
Yes. Yeah. Ooh.
I've been sitting there going like, why can't they just remake Wrestling Buddies similar to what they did years ago? You know, people have tried and it hasn't been quite right, but now you've got the Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy buddies that are coming out exclusive to Ringside Collectibles. You've got the extra fabric on this coat here. You got Jeff Hardy's towel coming out of his back pocket.
That's amazing. I haven't seen that yet.
These are the ones you're excited about for your kids.
Very excited. My kids are going to love these. This is going to be Maxwell and Wolfie's like job guys. They're just going to beat these guys up like nonstop for sure. The baby Hardy boys will beat the original Hardy boys for sure.
Yeah. Now, as a guy who grew up a wrestling fan, obviously, were the buddies a big part of your childhood? Like, is it kind of amazing after all these years, finally you've got your own buddy?
Yeah, for sure. I remember thinking, oh man, these are so cool. I want to get these. And even I like these because the whole idea and the whole concept behind Broken Woken Matt is supposed to be strange and different and a little, a little out of the norm. And it's so cool that the figure is kind of creepy as it is anyway. And Jeff fits just as well too because it's like, there's just like not hair. It's like pulled back and looks a little monstrous and like kind of like a mutant. So I like it, man. These are cool. But yeah, my kids are gonna love them, and I think all kids will. They'll be fun to beat up.
Well, it's an exciting time. Stuff like this keeps happening. Of course, you can get it all at WrestlingFigures.com, Ringside Collectibles. So, Matt, real quick, we were talking about your favorite figures that have been made, and you brought up the WrestleMania gear figure. I think this is the figure you were talking about. This is the brand new
basic WrestleMania 35 styled Matt Hardy. Of course, you got the new technology in the face scan, so it looks eerily, again, we talked about stuff being cool and creepy. It looks eerily like Woken Matt Hardy. You got the gear is perfect. What are your thoughts holding it?
This is one of my favorite figures. You know, like I don't rock white a lot because I'm just such a messy person in general. Like, I ruin white if I ever wear, like, white shirts. If you see me wearing shirts, usually they're darker colors. But I took the challenge, and I made white gear for this WrestleMania event. And it was very cool having that moment in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal where Bray Wyatt showed up. And I think it was a very, very cool moment on the whole show. So I'm very happy this is immortalized, and it really is. It's an epic figure. And the pants look so cool, and these guys just do a tremendous job, and I can't put this over enough.
And I said a minute ago, WrestleMania 35. Clearly, I know it's WrestleMania 34, so keep your YouTube comments to yourself. Excellent.
Very good. Yeah, this is cool, man.